Hello friends, let us discuss about parliamentary system of government and presidential system of government. If you have not subscribed my video earlier, please subscribe the video in order to get some knowledge. Based upon the existing relationship between the various organs of the government, it can be divided into parliamentary government and presidential government. In a parliamentary government, a council of ministers takes up the responsibility of administration. The council of ministers is responsible to the legislature. Thus, parliamentary government is also called responsible government. In presidential government, the president plays an active role in the administration. Although the council of ministers exists, it is responsible to the president only. Parliamentary system of the government, a system where there is a close relationship between the executive and legislature and the council of ministers is to responsible to the legislature is called a parliamentary system of the government. The following are the features of the parliamentary system. Number one, a parliamentary system of the government exists in India. In our country, the president is the head of the government. In such a system, the head of the country plays the executive role in name only. Number 2. In the parliamentary system of government, all members of the Council of Ministers must be the member of the legislature. Number 3. There is no fixed term for the Council of Ministers. As long as enjoy the confidence of the legislature, the Council of Ministers can carry out their administrative responsibilities. Number 4. The Council of Ministers is usually chosen from members of the party which has an measure to form the government. Of course, in time of emergency, war or other special circumstance, a united government may be formed. Number 5. Finally, in a parliamentary system of government, the Prime Minister occupies a privileged position. It is he who selects the Council of Ministers. He is only the chairman of the cabinet. He distributes the portfolios among the members of the cabinet. As long as he is in power, his Council of Ministers is also in power. Thus, Prime Minister is called the main pillar of Council of Ministers. The Prime Minister is the both life and death of the Council of Ministers. In the entire nation, he is the most powerful office. Number 1. In this system, there is a cooperation between the executive and the legislature. As a result, it becomes possible to enact swiftly legislature. Number 2. In such a system, there is a flexibility and elasticity in the government. During emergency or the condition of war, etc., it is possible to establish a special cabinet for defense of the nation. In England during the Second World War, a war cabinet was formed. Number 3. In this system, the Council of Ministers is responsible to the legislature. The cabinet has to answer to the legislature for any administrative defect and failure. Number 4. Under this system, Council of Ministers gives importance to public opinion because a party government stays in power. Number 5. Lastly, the various legislation enacted in the system are subject to the secretary from all angles. So in this system, political awareness is created among the public. Demerits of parliamentary system. The following are the demerits of this system. Number 1. There is no separation of power in the parliamentary system. Although the power of legislation is vested with the legislature, thus there is very possibility that the citizen may be deprived of freedom under a parliamentary system of government. Number 2. Because the cabinet is responsible for formulation of law as well as the implementation, it cannot pay equal attention to both. As a result, there may be weakness in the administration. Number 3. In the parliamentary system, there is no fixed term for the Council of Ministers. It can carry on as long as it enjoys the confidence of the legislature. As a result, it is not possible to take long-term or permanent policy decision. Number 4. If the cabinet works for the interests of the party only, there is probability that national interests will suffer. Number 5. Finally, in the parliamentary system, all important decisions have to be ratified by the legislature. Therefore, during of crisis, it is not possible to take quick decisions and implement them speedily. Presidential government. In the presidential system of the government, the Head of the state takes the responsibility of administration. There is no close relationship between the executive and the legislature. A presidential form of government exists in the United States of America. Following are the characteristics of a presidential government. Number 1. There is no distinction between the head of the state and the head of the government. The head of the state is also act as an head of the government. Executive powers are vested with the head of the state and he uses them himself. Number 2. The members of the cabinet are not the colleagues of the president. They are merely employees under him. That is why the member of the cabinet obey the orders of the president. Number 3. In this system, the Council of Ministers is not responsible to the legislature. They are personally responsible to the President only. So only the President can dismiss his minister. Number 4. In a presidential system, there is some amount of separation of power based on the certain principle. The head of the state does not summon the legislature, nor can he dissolve. The legislature too cannot dismiss the cabinet. In this system, there is no close relationship between the executive and legislature. Merits of presidential government. There are certain advantages of presidential system of government. First, the tenure of executive does not depend on the will of the legislature, so the executive remains in the office for a fixed period of time. Thus, such a system enables the government to take permanent and long-term decisions. Secondly, the Council of Ministers is not allowed in formulating legislation, so they get sufficient time to attend to their departmental activities. Thirdly, during period of crisis such as war, rebellions, etc., the head of the state can take quick decision. Thus, this type of government is suitable for emergency. Finally, the president is free to choose his council of ministers. Thus, he can induct experienced individual into his cabinet. A cabinet comprising experienced individual can govern efficiently. Demerits of presidential government. All systems of government have their drawbacks, and the presidential form is no exception. First, in this system, the head of the state is not responsible to the legislature for his policies and programs. Apart from impeachment, there is no other way to remove him from office. Thus, in this system, there is a danger of the head of the state become dictatorial. Secondly, since there is no close relationship between the executive and legislature, the latter may not enact legislation to the satisfactions of the former. There might be administrative difficulty as a result. Thirdly, as the member of the Council of Ministers are simply employees under the President, he may not give importance to their advice. In many cases, instead of the advice of his cabinet, the president acts on the advice of the personal friend. Also, the president can dismiss members the cabinet. Thus, independent-minded individuals do not wants to join the cabinet. Fourthly, in the presidential system, the organs of the government are of to a great extent separate and independent. Under such circumstances, each organs of the government can act in a dictatorial manner. Finally, the constitution of a country with the presidential system is used regret. It is difficulty to bring about amendment in such a condition. As a result, it becomes difficulty to run the administration in accordance with the changing social system. Thank you friends for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.